If you're looking for a complete Shopify dropshipping tutorial, this video is for you. In this video, I'll teach you step-by-step how to build a profitable dropshipping store in 6 clear steps. And the best part is you can actually get a custom-built Shopify store with pre-selected products for $1 when you follow this tutorial. In addition to that, you'll also get $200 of free order credits. We'll get more into that later on in this video, but it's very, very important that you guys follow along with this video and go through the steps exactly as outlined to get these freebies. So just a little bit of background about myself. My name is Charlie. I started e-commerce back in 2017, and that was really when I made my first internet money. It allowed me to buy my dream cars, live in my dream apartment, invest in real estate, travel, and really just get to work from home with a laptop. No boss, no clocking in, no clocking out. That was really my whole goal when it came to entrepreneurship. You guys, internet money is real, and I'll show you guys how to make it in this video. We're going to cover all the tools you need for dropshipping, how to find winning products by spying on competitors, building your Shopify store, how to do free marketing, my biggest tips to succeed that no one else talks about, and so much more. So buckle in, because if you guys take action while watching this video, your life is going to change. Now, I will say that we are going to cover a bunch of tools in this video. You do not need to get all of them. And the main tools I'll talk about are actually extremely cheap. But yeah, dropshipping is a great business for one reason. It's because it takes so little capital to start, but has the potential to scale and grow astronomically. Yeah, guys, action is the most important thing. You already made it this far into the video. So just recommend, if dropshipping is what you want to start, then start it literally right now while watching this video. Make that commitment to yourself, and the future you is going to thank you. But yeah, anyways, let's get started with the tutorial. Okay, so step number 1 is you need to learn, and that's what you guys are already doing. This video is going to cover pretty much everything you guys need to know to get started. I know this video is not super long, but I don't want to waste your guys' time, and we're covering all the essential steps and things you need to know, because again, action is the most important thing, and I don't want to bombard you with so much information. There are so many different resources that you guys can learn dropshipping from, but to really learn it, you have to actually just do it, right? You can't just watch videos and not take action. Everything's going to stick so much better if you actually go ahead and create your store and then start learning while you are building. That is the best way to do it. So the next step that we'll be talking about is actually building out your store. This is pretty fun. And I'll take you guys through the entire setup process so that you can actually commit. And after that, we'll go through all these skills and things you need to know to actually become successful. Basically, I want you guys to apply everything we talk about in this video immediately to your store. And that's why it's so important to follow along. I'll also link tons of cool resources down below that you guys can learn from. The most important being Zendrop Academy, where you guys can learn basically from mentors how to build your successful dropshipping store today. They basically have a ton of step-by-step course videos, live weekly coaching calls that are all Q&A style, and all their previous courses are all hosted online. Yeah, we'll talk more about that later. So let's get started with step number 2. So this step is cool because you're actually setting up your store. And the great thing is that I've actually partnered up with Zendrop to give you guys a custom AI generated store for just $1. Shopify is the gold standard when it comes to e-commerce websites. Literally everyone that does dropshipping or e-commerce is going to use it. And the great thing is that this is a platform that I've been using for many years. It's actually quite easy to learn. And with that $1 custom store that Zendrop is building you, you're gonna get 20 pre-selected products already built into your store. These are products that are currently trending, so it's a great place to start. And you'll also get $200 of order credits for free. So if you guys click on the link down below, it's gonna take you to this landing page. This is where you can get your pre-built store for just $1 and a 7-day trial to Zendrop Plus. If you want to take dropshipping seriously and want to seriously increase your chances of becoming successful, then I highly recommend checking out this trial of Zendrop Plus. Like I mentioned earlier, it is so important for there to be someone that's hand-holding you through this whole process. They have great educational resources. It's also, in my opinion, the best supplier that's available for dropshipping. So you'll need a supplier anyways, which we will talk about in step 4 of this video. And Zendrop will basically allow you to sell any product that's out there. They'll handle all the fulfillment for you. And so this is an absolutely crucial tool to have. Not only are you gonna get the 7-day trial, but you're also gonna get 50% off for the first 3 months, which is basically more than free when you consider the $200 in order credits that you get. So really a complete no-brainer. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm going to enter in my email. After that, we'll click get your store for $1. So within a few minutes after submitting that form, you're gonna get an email that looks just like this. It's very important that you guys do this whole process on a computer. Don't do it on your phone because it's not gonna connect properly. So what I recommend you guys do is first watch this video right here before you do anything. It's going to show you how to transfer your store. And what we're going to do is click this link right here, shopify.com/login. It's going to open up a new tab and you're going to use this information. So essentially Zendrop has created us a Shopify store. And with that store is this login. So I'll copy this email. We'll paste it right here and click continue with email. Then for the password, we'll come back here, copy this, paste, and click log in. So the first thing we're going to do is come down here and click select a plan. It's very important to do this. Having a Shopify account is something you're going to need anyways, and doing this is going to ensure that you can keep that custom built store. So for most people, I'd say that the basic plan is enough, especially when it comes to dropshipping. So what I'm going to do is come here and click select basic. And yeah, this is a $1 30-day trial to Shopify, so that's going to save you a ton of money. After that's entered in here, we'll click subscribe, and here you're going to enter in your business address. This is going to be your name and then your phone number, and this is going to just likely be your home address. For now, I'm just click add later, but you guys can go ahead and do that. Skip this. And now we're going to transfer ownership of the store to your own email. So we'll go to settings, we'll go to users and permission, and what we're going to do is come here and click transfer ownership. Here you're going to enter in the new store owner, which is yourself. So I'm going to use that same email address I used before, and then click transfer store ownership. This is a very important step that you guys don't want to not do. After that, you're going to get an email like this to your own email account. It's going to say something like, my store admin has invited you to become the store owner of the store. To accept, what we're going to do is click get started. We're going to click create new account here. Next, we'll click accept store ownership. Okay, so now if you guys come here to products, you guys can see Zendrop has already imported 20 different trending products right now. For any of these products, what you guys can do is click on it. So we can click on this one. It's going to have the title. It's going to have the description already pre-built for you. Of course, any of these things you guys can edit yourself. It's going to have all the media already done for you. And it's going to have a suggested price for you to sell it at. This is what the search engine listing is going to look like. It's a preview of it. And yeah, if there are any of these products that you don't want to have in your store, you can absolutely just, check mark it, come down here and click delete product or archive product. Now I'm going to show you guys what your online store actually looks like. So if you come here to online store, what we can do is basically preview it by coming here, clicking on view your store. And you guys can see this is a pretty good design. It's populated the homepage with some of the best sellers. It has this section going over all the products. It has a featured listing right here, section for your story or the about me section, and then some of the features for your store. You also have testimonials and then a sort of call to action for people to subscribe to your emails. Then we have the nicely built out footer right here. And yeah, this is overall a very good looking store. It saved us a ton of time. And basically what we can do is come back here. If you want to customize the store, we'll come here, click customize. And this is basically where we can use the Shopify store builder to customize and build out our store. Although Zendrop built us a really great looking store, there's probably going to be things that you guys want to tweak and edit. I'll show you guys briefly some of the things you guys can do using the editor. It's very, very easy. It's essentially what's called a block editor. So you can basically add a section very easily. We can click on this if we want to change it. It's very easy to do. Let's say we want to change the text right here to our best sellers, right? Very easy. We can change the heading size, put a description if we want. You can choose what collection to actually show right here. We can change the number of products we want to show. I think 4 is good. For any of these sections, we can change the text very easily. We can change where this button takes us to. Let me show you guys how to quickly add a section. So let's click add section. Basically, these are the things we can select from. We can have a blog post. We can have videos. We can even have a slideshow. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on that. It's going to insert that right here. If at any point you don't want the section, we'll just click on it and then click remove block. Yeah, feel free to play around with this. There's a lot of stuff you guys can do to your store if you want to customize it. But I will say the design of your store, you don't need to change it that much from what was custom built for you. This is already a great looking design, but of course you're going to want to do some tweaks, but don't go overboard. And you'll definitely want to see what your site looks like on mobile because a ton of your customers are going to be coming from mobile. If you don't do too many tweaks, it's going to look really good since these are professionally built. Just go ahead and make sure everything looks good. And yeah, this is basically a great start and we can immediately get started selling products. After any changes, what we're going to do is click save, and that's going to save those edits. Let's get out of this and click exit. So now it's very, very important for you guys to go back to your Zendrop account. Make sure you don't close out of any of these browsers, have them all open. And what we're going to do is we are going to click connect my store. We're going to select I already have a store, click continue, read these directions right here, and we'll click authorize. Now we'll click install right here. It's going to say this app needs access to this and this. Make sure that looks okay, and we'll click install. And now Zendrop is going to be connected as the supplier to your Shopify store, so you can start to actually fulfill products to your customers. So now step 3 is going to be product selection. You might be wondering, why do I need to select products if the custom built store that I got already has 20 products in it. Well, while that is a great starting point and it can give you a good foundation to get started, I truly believe that if you want to build a brand that is long-term, it's very important to not just sell trending and hot items. You basically need to find products that are always needed by people that are solving some type of problem. And so finding great products is a great skill that I really want you guys to start learning how to do. And luckily for you guys, there are many different ways to do this. So the first thing I want to have you guys do is pull up the TikTok Creative Center. I'll have a link to it down below in the description. So this is basically what it looks like. And it's a great tool to help you find inspiration for your products. We can look at the top ads dashboard. We can look at the top ads spotlight. We can look at keyword insights, creative insights, as well as top products. We can also look at trends. So we can sort by hashtags, songs, creators, TikTok videos, stuff like that. We also have a ton of creative tools, which we won't really talk about in this video. But yeah, let's go to inspiration for now and let's go to top ads dashboard. So this is how we can basically explore all the top ads that are currently on TikTok. These are ads that other brands and companies have created and are promoting on the platform. So what you can do is basically come here. You can select your country. So I'm in the United States, so I'll leave it as that. You guys can sort by different industries. So if there are any types of industries that you are really curious about, we can of course sort by that. Next, we can sort by objectives. So, some ads are going to be really good for generating a lot of traffic. Some ads are going to be good for getting app installs, which doesn't apply to dropshipping. Some ads are going to be really good for conversions, right? Actually having the customer buy the product. Some are really good for video views and so on. We can also set the time frame, but I'll leave this as the last 30 days since I do want this to be up to date. We can select the ad language and all this other stuff, right? So, but for now, I'm just going to go with industry. We'll select all just to get an overview. And for the objective, let's say we want to select conversions. It's going to start filtering by those two things. As you guys can see, this is not too relevant since it does cover some products and services that we are not going to sell. So we actually come here and select industry. Let's do something like e-commerce. And here we can quickly get an idea of some of the trending products that are, being promoted by other companies. Usually if these are being promoted by other companies, it means that they are doing well, right? Otherwise they wouldn't keep running these ads. For any of these, you can basically come here, click see analytics. It's going to show you some information that's relevant, show you the ad performance. So likes, comments, shares, CTR, which is click-through rate, as well as the budget. It's going to show you an interactive time analysis, which is really cool. And also show you some recommended ads that you guys can check out. Just know that this tool is available for you guys. Definitely check out the rest of the inspiration tab and also check out the trends as well. Now, another thing I recommend you guys do is actually get out your phone and scroll TikTok. This is not something that I recommend all the time because I don't believe in scrolling social media, but when you are trying to sell things through social media, then it can actually become very, very handy. Just know that you're not scrolling for the intent of being entertained. Instead, you're scrolling with the intent of looking at the different ads and interacting with those ads. Over time, TikTok is going to learn that you are a buyer, that you interact with a lot of these ads, and they're going to serve you more and more ads. Now, I don't recommend doing this with your main TikTok account because that's basically going to ruin your algorithm. So I recommend just setting up a new TikTok account, start scrolling, look for the actual ads, interact with them, see how these companies are running them, and use that for inspiration for your product selection. It can also be really great to combine this with something like Google Trends. This is a tool that I use a lot, and it helps you basically see if a product is trending or if it's not. Usually it's good to pick a product that is not just seasonal, right? For example, a Christmas ornament is going to be seasonal. It's going to be very popular from, let's say, November to December. But after that and for the rest of the year, no one is going to buy it. Picking something that is used and needed year round is the most optimal thing to do. Basically, let's say I want to look up sunset lamps. This has been a very popular item recently. So instead of past date, I'm going to come here and select past 5 years. You guys can see there's literally no interest in sunset lamps until around 2021. It became extremely popular with a score of 100 at the end of 2021. Since then, it's sort of died down, but it still is pretty popular. It's also going to show you interest by sub-region, as well as some related topics and related queries. Yeah, just another cool tool to have in your tool belt. Now, when it comes to product selection, you guys, it's also a lot of common sense. We basically want to select a product that solves a problem for a certain person. And if we can, we want something that is basically a no-brainer buy. Now, when I say certain person, I really mean a certain person, right? It should not be something that everyone is trying to buy. If you go and select products that are extremely general, it's going to be very, very hard to target people properly, as well as to actually just build a successful store. You know the saying, the riches are in the niches, and that is completely true. We want to find products that are very niche down. Basically, if it's a product that you think over 10% of the population is going to want immediately, then don't sell that product. That's my opinion. And once you actually find products that you think you want to try out, it's almost guaranteed that these products are already being made and sold, right? We are not inventing a completely new product. What we are doing doing is we are identifying products that are already sourced by people, that are already being manufactured, and then building a brand or really great marketing strategy around that product, which allows us to get some portion of the market share. What you guys can do is go on sites like Amazon or eBay, look up that particular product, find the exact product that's being sold, and then look at the reviews, right? Reviews are something that I really recommend you guys look through because these are actual people buying these products, getting it to their home and trying them out. If they are going to write a review, it's going to be a perfect insight into what that product quality is like, what the pros and cons are, any things that they wish they would fix, and you can take that information and do your own tweaks. More importantly, you just want to see that this product is good, because the last thing we want to do is sell products that are just not good. Now let's talk about some of the logistics of selling price and data like that. In terms of the selling price, this should be at least 2.5 to 3.5x of the product cost. In my opinion, the best products are going to be between 3 to 5x what that product cost landed. So for example, if you're buying a product for $5, it should ideally be selling for at least, I'd say $15 to $20. If you run a lot of ads, then this is going to have to be even higher because you're going to need more money to spend on ads. That's going to cut into your margins. If you really want to make money with dropshipping, I recommend picking products that are over $30. The reason for this is because for products that are under that, yes, those can be sourced for, pretty much $1, $2, but there are a ton of other fixed and variable costs that really eat into your margins. And on the higher end of the spectrum from pricing, I'd say $200 is where it starts getting too expensive for dropshipping. And that's when you should do something more like private label on Amazon FBA instead. Purchases over $200 are usually less impulsive and they just don't work as well for running these types of ads or doing organic social media. If you want to learn more about product selection, I just recommend going through the courses in Zendrop Academy. They basically cover this down to a T. So step 4 begins after you've connected your Zendrop account to your Shopify store. I just showed you guys how to do that. So if you skipped over that section, make sure to go back a little bit and connect your store properly like that. Having a supplier for your store is of course extremely important. Every dropshipping store needs to have a supplier. Now, since we've used Zendrop, I'm going to show you guys how to use the platform. So here I am on the Zendrop dashboard. This is basically where we can find new products and actually import them over into our Shopify store. And so if I come here to find products, what we can do is we can access the trending products, and Zendrop has a ton of information on this. They know exactly what products are actually selling. So this is a great resource. So we can click on this. You guys can see these are some of the current trending products. It's going to look a bit different for you based on when you guys are watching this video. But yeah, it's very cool because what it has is the picture, who it's fulfilled by, and the product cost. So for example, let's say I want to do this yoga mat non-slip, right? So what we can do is click on this to learn more about it. There's going to be a description right here. We can click view more to see all of it. We can check out the photos, right? So we don't even need to take our own photos. These photos are all already made for this product. They also have a sizing chart already built out, which is pretty cool. They have different variations, right? So these are the different colors. And basically what it's going to do is it's going to show you the product cost. It's going to show you the shipping cost to whatever country. So since we are in the US, it's going to have that price, and it's going to give you the grand total price. So for example, this green black one, it's going to cost $22.14. This includes the product as well as the shipping. So this is the cost to us as the drop shipper. And then we're of course going to have to mark it up to sell it to the consumer. If this is a product that you like, we can always add to my products. You can also order a sample as well. But yeah, basically anything that's fulfilled by Zendrop fulfillment is going to be a good choice. We can also filter from where it ships. So there are going to be some products that ship from the US. These are of course going to be faster, but they are going to be more expensive. You guys can see all of these suppliers are going to be different, and just keep that in mind when selecting what products you want to import to your store. We can also sort by categories. We can sort by supplier. So for example, if we want to only work with Zendrop fulfillment, we'll select that. We can select a price range as well. So let's do $30 to $107. Click apply. And these are the products that we can immediately start selling that fit this criteria. Now we can come here to my products. You can see this is the product that we previously imported over here. Let's review and publish. So make sure everything looks okay. We can change the name. We can change the description. We can edit the variants, images as well. If it all looks okay, what we'll do is click publish to my store and we'll click confirm. So now you can see that item is going to start publishing. It's already linked now. now. And now that item is available for purchase and can be filled from your store. Now, the really cool thing about Zendrop is if you find a product you want to sell, but it's not yet in their catalog, what you guys can do is actually find that product on AliExpress, come here, click AliExpress import. And with this, you can actually import that AliExpress product and Zendrop is going to source it. You'll need to install a Chrome extension. You'll then find the product. And then once you actually get a sale for this product, you can request a quote and Zendrop can go out, talk directly to the manufacturer and get the best price for you. We'll talk more about this later on, but there are lots of things you guys can do to increase your average order value. You can have bundles or you can sell subscription boxes. So Zendrop actually allows us to do that too. So that's a really cool feature that I recommend you guys take a look at. Now, if we come here to orders, this is where we're going to see any active orders that have come in. Of course, I just made the store, so there aren't going to be any orders here. But once you start making some sales, you'll see them pop up here. You can search through different orders. You can filter with all these different things right here. But what I recommend you guys do is come here to branding and turn this on. From there, you can click branding page. And this is basically where we want to create a personalized thank you card for our customers. I definitely recommend doing this because it's going to make for a better customer experience. You guys can use something like Canva to help design your logo, customize the title and the message, as well as the company address and the support email. You can always download a sample to see what it might look like. But yeah, I definitely recommend doing this. Going back to orders, another thing I encourage you guys to do is click auto fulfillment on. So this basically means that instead of actually manually fulfilling your orders by coming here, clicking fulfill when they come in, Zendrop is automatically going to fulfill any orders that come in. So that's going to save you some time. And once you stay beyond the 7-day free trial and actually get Zendrop Plus, you'll see you have a credit balance here. So this is literally just free money. Essentially now I can fulfill $200 of inventory for free using my credit balance. So now that we have our store built and we have our fulfillment all set up, let's move on to the next step. So step 5 is understanding your target audience. This is something that not that many people talk about on YouTube because it's not that sexy. But yeah, really understanding your target audience down to a T is super crucial. And to do that, you're going to have to do a lot of research. And so once you narrow down what you want to sell, we're going to do some deep, intensive research on what the people are like that actually want this product. So we're talking who they are, what they do for work, you know, their ages, where they're from, their preferences, what they really don't like, what they really like, what other topics they're interested in, where they currently shop, what brands they like. Basically, we want to have an avatar of our exact perfect buyer. And the reason for this is because it's going to influence a ton of things and choices that we're making in the business. For example, what type of marketing we're doing, what type of brand we want to create or convey, what types of stories we want to have, what types of pricing we can charge, whether or not we want to do a subscription or not. Yeah, really the list is endless. Now, a really great way to do this is, of course, study the buyers of products that are very similar or exactly the same. Look through Amazon reviews, look at what these people are saying, see if you can get some information about who they are, what they do, stuff like that. Going back to TikTok, looking at all the ad analytics and stuff like that. Essentially, we just want to put ourselves in their shoes and try and think exactly like what our target audience is thinking. That's why I said scrolling through TikTok was so important, right? When you scroll through TikTok and look through these ads and actually interact with them, you're basically becoming the target audience yourself. And as the CEO of your brand and company, it's going to help you take the company in the right direction. Again, dropshipping is an actual business, and there's so many things you guys need to be aware of as the actual founder and CEO. Again, this is a point that not that many people talk about because, you know, it's easily glossed over. People think, oh, I can just sort of know who my target audience is and that should be okay. But really, when they're thinking like that, it's putting them at a huge disadvantage. So that's why I wanted to dedicate a full step to this and really encourage you guys to do this research so that you can ensure product market fit. Use data, be extremely analytical, and don't just try to guess what this fit is. I think a lot of people do that. That's why they end up failing. And so yeah, the more information you have, the more data you have, the more calculated decisions and strategies you guys can implement, and the more likely you are actually going to make sales and turn this into a real business. Okay, step 6 is going to be marketing. Now, I learned the hard way that marketing is the most important thing for any e-commerce store. Basically, I lost over $20,000 with my clothing brand. And the real reason for that was not because of the actual product, but because of the marketing. There's just not enough emphasis placed on marketing. And guys, trust me, you can have the best product in the world, but if no one knows about the product, you're not going to get sales. We'll talk about all the different types of ads you can run, but essentially we'll be talking more about all the organic strategies because I think that is where the real money is made. We can get really deep into marketing because, you know, there's SEO, we can build out a website, You can write articles, make YouTube videos. Yeah, all this stuff, it can take a lot of time. And I don't want to overwhelm you guys with the amount of information or things you could be doing for your marketing. Just know that it is extremely important. So one of the first things you guys can do to get immediate sales is TikTok Shop. TikTok Shop right now is sort of like Amazon FBA 5-10 years ago. Meaning there's so much potential for this. And as long as TikTok does not get banned, I see this becoming one of the most popular ways for consumers to discover products and actually buy them. So yeah, essentially what you guys can do is offer an affiliate commission and have other creators and people make video content for you that can go viral and help sell your product. You're essentially paying them to help market, and this can be a great way to get sales. Let's also briefly touch on the ads you guys can run. Now, I'm not an expert on ads, so I'm not going to talk about this too much, but essentially there are 3 main platforms that you guys can be running ads on: TikTok, Facebook, and Google. Oh, and when I say Google, I mean Google, the search engine, as well as YouTube, because YouTube is owned by Google. If we were to talk just about running ads on each of these platforms, this video would probably be 10 to 20 hours long. So what I recommend you guys do is, if you do want to run ads as your marketing strategy, go and find separate videos on YouTube that talk solely on the ad buying process, how to run ads, how to run effective ad campaigns, and stuff like that. Just know that right now, there are pros and cons to running ads on each of these platforms, but I'd say that for most people, Facebook is where they're going to start. You can start with as little as $10 to $20 per day, put that money into a campaign, test out that campaign, and then keep A/B testing until you find one that actually gives you a positive ROI. So yes, you are putting money into something without a guarantee of actually, resulting in sales, but that is a big part of running ads. You have to be able to risk some money to, do enough ad campaigns to figure out which one is the best. But yeah, let's focus more on organic marketing in this video, because that's something that I think everyone should be doing, right? Like I mentioned earlier, we're actually trying to build a long-term brand. And with a long-term brand, your social media is going to be very important. So that means creating pages on Instagram, TikTok, even Pinterest. You can even do YouTube videos if it makes sense for your product. And yeah, really the reason why I recommend doing organic marketing is because this is something you invest time and money into, but it generates basically free leads for a long time. So if you were to just try and build a brand off ads only, yes, you probably wouldn't need the best brand possible, but in that type of strategy, you're always chasing purchases. You have to always run ad campaigns. These ads are going to stop working at some point. And yeah, basically you're just always paying to get customers. Now with an organic marketing strategy, you are giving out value, you're giving out entertainment. These people are growing attached to your brand and they'll just naturally want to buy your product. So instead of putting money into the ads, we're putting money into the actual content. And this is a much better long-term strategy in my opinion. Yes, you can combine them, but the organic marketing part is something that everyone can do and everyone should be doing. It's also, in my opinion, less risky because yes, you do have to put some money or time into making content, but when done right for a long time, this always results in building a good brand and creates a free funnel of leads to your product. I cannot stress how important this part is, the marketing part, because if you don't market any type of company, e-commerce, and especially dropshipping correctly, then you will fail. And I don't want you guys to fail. I want you guys to succeed. So going back to step 1, learn more about marketing, right? Go back, learn more. Always be studying how other competitors are marketing their products. Always implement new things into your own campaigns or organic marketing strategy. Because yeah, it's always important to pivot and find the new trends. That's all I'm going to talk about for marketing in this video, but I encourage you guys learn more, check out Zendrop Academy. And yeah, these are lessons you're going to learn not just for your drop shipping business, but for any business you're creating in the future. So yeah, that's basically steps 1 through 6. And to finish off the video, I want to give you guys some of my most important tips. It's sort of going to be an overview of what we talked about in the rest of this video, but this portion of the video is extremely important. First is you want to build a brand experience, right? We don't want to keep doing these one-item shops or shops that only sell trending products. Consumers are getting smarter and those types of strategies don't really work anymore. Do not be an anonymous brand without a social media presence because you're never going to really build any brand equity without that organic marketing system. Also guys, don't be afraid to be patient with this type of business. Dropshipping is not a get quick rich scheme. In fact, any type of business is not a get quick rich scheme. I encourage you guys to write down the word patience somewhere in your room, somewhere where you can always see this word because it's going to come into play, not just for this type of business, but for any type of business. Also understand that you will fail at different products, right? It's all part of the game. For me, I failed at so many different types of businesses, but that really is just part of what every entrepreneur needs to go through. So some products, they are going to absolutely fail. No one's going to buy them. That's totally okay. Do not quit there because if you do, that means you lost. And if you keep going and keep trying new products, I guarantee you're going to find something that sells well. Also guys, stop using countdown timers. Okay. So I know consumers, they are getting smarter now. And when they see a countdown timer, they immediately think, oh, this is a drop shipping store. I'm no longer interested in buying the product. So make your websites as clean and professional as possible. Don't do those old strategies that used to work 5-10 years ago, because trust me, they're not going to work. Next, I really want you guys to niche down. Don't sell general products. You guys can maybe, test some general products at first, but when actually building your brand for the long term, really niche down. The more niche, the better. And when it comes to making money, you guys, if you can actually create product bundles, this is going to help you increase your AOV, and this can actually have a significant impact on how much money your store is bringing in. So learn more about the different types of strategies you guys can use to increase your average order value, product bundles, subscription models, discounts for buying multiple products, upsells, stuff like that. And then lastly, always monitor your competition. Business is sort of like a competition, because if there are, let's say, 10,000 people trying to sell the same exact product, not all of them are going to win. Only the top ones are going to win. So by monitoring your competition, you're going to see what things they're doing in terms of marketing, how they're pricing their products, what types of content they're making for their organic media, other types of related products they're adding to their catalog. This can all be very helpful information. And yeah, I know we covered a lot of different things, but you guys can always come back to this video, reference the different sections. Hopefully you guys took some notes so you guys can look through those. But yeah, basically this was a condensed review of all the important things you guys should be doing and the most essential steps when it comes to starting your dropshipping business. Watch this video, then take action by building out your store, and then continue learning through more detailed and niche down videos. Starting is the most important part, and I hope this video at least got you there. Now, if you guys haven't already, I really recommend you guys take advantage of this AI built custom store for just $1. You'll also get a 7-day free trial to Zendrop Plus, where you basically get access to their whole academy. And if you stay beyond that 7-day trial, you will get those $200 of free order credits. That's literally just $200 free in your pocket. I'm very confident that you guys will learn so much while doing dropshipping. It's the business that I, as well as a lot of my successful entrepreneur friends, all got started doing. I really hope you got a ton of value from this video. And if you did, make sure to hit that like button and also subscribe for more content just like this. I make a ton of videos about personal finance, entrepreneurship, and investing. And my whole goal is to help you guys become financially successful. All right. Thank you so much for your time. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.